Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 149. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? I just watched Kraven the Hunter, the 6th and supposedly final movie in Sony's Spider-Man universe. It stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ariana DeBose, Fred Hetchinger, Alessandro Nivola, Russell Crowe, and Christopher Abbott. It is directed by J.C. Chandor, who directed Triple Frontier on Netflix 6 or so years ago, around the time the first Venom came out. You got Sergei Kravenov, and he becomes the strongest, most efficient, most proficient hunter in the world. Can't be beaten, whatever. There are people in his life, good people, bad people, people in the middle, and he ends up having to fight some and save some. There's really no purpose to this movie. See, first of all, let me get this out the way. Fuck this movie. I could give this a 5-star review, but fuck this movie, simply because I personally have always wanted to see Gerard Butler play Kraven the Hunter. Whether it's Tobey Maguire, whether it's Andrew Garfield, whether it's Tom Holland, Gerard Butler should be Sergei Kravenov hunting Spider-Man. I've always wanted it, and because Sony is ran by fucking apes, we'll never get it. All love to Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's one of the best working actors. But he should have never signed on to do this movie. It's beneath him. He should be in the awards discussion making Oscar caliber movies every single year. He should be what Leonardo DiCaprio was 10 years ago, what Jake Gyllenhaal was for that little stretch, and just like Bill Skarsgård. Like they're doing nerd movies when they should be doing awards movies. I don't even particularly know if Aaron Taylor Johnson gave a good performance in this, but he did do the best with what he was given. But he was given dog shit on a plate. This isn't dog shit. I don't want to exaggerate, and I don't want to get overwhelmed with emotion or whatever. It's mid. This movie is fucking mid on every level. Everybody feels like they're acting, trying to remember lines. Russell Crowe and Alessandro Nivola, I think they knew the assignment. They signed on for some kind of cartoony thing. Maybe that's what they were sold. And everybody else is just like overly fucking serious. It's like this movie is a smorgasbord of everything this universe has given us before. It's dull as fuck in the most Morbius of fashions. It's acted in the most Madam Web of fashions. It doesn't have any of the ridiculousness of the Venom trilogy, and it drags in that Triple Frontier J.C. Chandor way. Whether it's Kraven scaling a building or the Rhino transformation, the CGI did not look good. It had like 4 different endings. The pacing was ass. It felt longer than the 2 hours that it is. It just like the wrench just could have been tightened a little more, polished a little better. But it also like there's one slight spider reference. It's just this thing where like Morbius tried. And when Michael Keaton popped in the post-credit scene of Morbius, Sony's Spider-Man universe is 6 movies that don't ever reference each other. You have 3 Venom movies and then 3 standalone Kraven, Madam Web, Morbius. What's the point? Like, Tyrese had that throwaway line that referenced the first Venom, but Sony and their creative team never tried to interconnect Sony's Spider-Man universe. It's like, I don't need it. Like, I feel like there were moments where they tried to be funny. None of the dialogue in this movie was funny. The moments, the exciting incidents that every script is supposed to have, they weren't exciting. I didn't particularly enjoy the fight scenes, the chase scenes, the gunfights, any of it. And then I feel like whoever wrote the Ewan McGregor character in Birds of Prey, Black Mask, Roman Sionis, also wrote the Russell Crowe character, because Ewan McGregor in Birds of Prey was just so over the top with his hatred of women. Russell Crowe in this movie was so over the top with like masculinity and weakness and being tough and be a man, do not be weak. And it was dumb. It was fucking stupid. Everybody has weakness. Everybody has strength. Everybody has weakness. And the, like, we're supposed to feel the bond between this family, the Kravinoff family. Like, the Russell Crowe character is a prick. I didn't really feel like the Aaron Taylor Johnson Sergey character hated him. I didn't feel like the Chameleon character hated him. There was no like romantic element between Sergey, Kraven, and Calypso. I don't read that many comics. My knowledge of Sergey and Kraven and Calypso is from the 90s animated Spider-Man movie, where he's basically obsessed with her. There was nothing, like, they had like a partnership, like handshake agreement. There was nothing romantic about those two characters. There's 4 Spider-Man villains in this movie. None of them are memorable. We'll never see any of them again. The Chameleon stuff started to get cool when it was too late. When it was way too late. And it's like the tagline, like, villains aren't born, or whatever, villains are made, whatever the fucking tagline is. It didn't even feel like Kraven was a villain, because Sony's Spider-Man universe, like, perhaps Madam Web is the only character that isn't a villain, but this movie didn't do shit to make me think Venom was antagonistic. This universe didn't do shit to make me think Morbius was antagonistic. This universe didn't do shit to make me think Kraven was antagonistic. And it's like, it still would have been ass in the highest fashion. But if Sony's Spider-Man universe would have been 6 origin stories and the 7th movie been a Sinister Six movie where they're taking on Spider-Man, you could have had something. But now, Sony isn't going to make these movies anymore. So that means they're going to have all the free time in the world to fuck up Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yay. So with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Kraven the Hunter was almost solid. Have you seen Kraven the Hunter, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I put it out there on a couple of my social media pages a couple days ago. I put up a picture of this whole universe. What was the point? Did anybody ever figure out what the point of this was? Somebody told me fun. Somebody on Threads commented, fun. Bro, if this universe is your idea of fun, like, this shit to me is fun, like having fucking thumbtacks shoved into your fingernails. It's that kind of fun. But recently I've put up reviews for Moana 2, Gladiator 2, check those out. Upcoming over the rest of the year, the plan, the hope, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 review, Mufasa the Lion King review, Nosferatu review, hopefully the Fire Inside review, hopefully a Complete Unknown review, I probably won't get those last two because my theater is poopy. Most recent Rec League podcast, we played Cinephile, a card game. Really, really fun. Check that shit out. Upcoming, a lot of news to talk about, and we'll talk about something Christmas. And then the last episode of the year, to everybody's top 5 that I invite. New Year's Day, I'll drop everybody's most anticipated. My top 3 favorite videos of my top 3 favorite movies of the fourth quarter videos coming. My 10 favorite movies of the year videos coming. My 10 most anticipated movies of the year is coming. Blu-ray collection update is coming. Be on the lookout, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me. If you don't know where to find me, watch these credits. Peace.